Sound like some Viking music, don't it?
Yeah, gotta get it out the mud, that's the only way to win. Who am I to point the finger like I never ever seen? Been through the ups and downs like the letter N. They don't let you through the door, better kick that again. Cause that's the only way to win. That's the only way to go. Gotta get it out the mud, gotta get it out the flow. Cause that's the only way to go, let's go.
Shooting, lights out. Ladies and gentlemen, how y'all doing today on this June 12th, 2024? Hope you're having a great afternoon. I'm starting to show a little different today because if you know, big news broke in the NBA, and we're going to jump into it right now. Earlier today, the Los Angeles Clippers announced that Jerry West, the Hall of Famer, great player, executive, has passed away at the age of 86 this morning. So I had to do some changes and stuff because to make sure that we honor the man that is the logo of the National Basketball Association. For those of you who don't know anything about Jerry West, he played at the University of West Virginia, or West Virginia University, from 1957 to 1960. He was the most outstanding player in the 1959 Final Four, even though his team lost in the national championship game. A two-time consensus first-team All-American, two-time Southern Conference Player of the Year with his number 44 retired at West Virginia University as a player. So many accolades to get into, but I picked the main ones here that I think people would want to know about Jerry West. He was drafted second overall to the Minneapolis Lakers, played all 14 years with the Lakers franchise, won a championship in 1972, but in 1969, he was named Finals MVP, even though the Lakers didn't win the NBA Finals that year. He is the only player in the NBA to win Finals MVP on a losing team. All 14 seasons he played in the NBA, he was an All-Star. He was All-Star MVP in 1972. He was selected 10 times as a first-team All-NBA. He was chosen second team twice. Speaking of All-NBA team, he was selected 4 times as first-team All-Defensive team. He was part of the second defensive team in 1969, and the Lakers, just like West Virginia, retired the number 44 jersey in his honor. But he was not done being around basketball. He became an executive. As an executive, he has been charged of winning 8 championships as an NBA executive. with the Los Angeles Lakers and the Golden State Warriors. He was a two-time Executive of the Year in the NBA in 1995 and 2004, I think both of which was with the Los Angeles Lakers. And then just 5 years ago in 2019, he was honored with the Presidential Medal of Freedom back in 2019. So Jerry West, as a player, phenomenal. As an executive, just as equally, if not better, phenomenal. And all the stories that I heard from all the media pundits and ex-players when it comes to Jerry West, nothing but admiration, respect for everything Jerry West has done for the game of basketball, let alone the NBA. Ladies and gentlemen, Jerry West, the logo, gone at the age of 86.
I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition,
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Join Ryan McCarthy
I became a Jets fan because Kurt the Frog was my favorite Muppet because he was green, and the Jets wore green. That's how I became a Jets fan.
and Dustin Henry
ESPN is cashing all in on let's pay a few personalities and we'll just kind of fill in the gaps.
as they walk you through all of the world of sports from their perspective.
The Albany Empire, it's a literal circus.
No credentials required. Where, Ryan, say the tag.
Where you don't need a press pass to talk sports.
Every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. On YouTube and where you can find all podcasts.
WWE Shop is your online source for all things WWE. Be a part of the excitement and score wrestling gear for big events like WrestleMania or SummerSlam. From current superstars to legends, from Raw to SmackDown to NXT. Don't miss this chance to shop for the most awesome WWE merch. Shop for the best deals as well as WWE gift cards and save big on your favorite items. WWE Shop at Fanatics Experience.
Cool McCain.
You thought you wanted Gunther against Chad Gable, but you didn't. And I'm going to tell you why. Chad Gable would take everything that Gunther's done and bury it.
The Playmaker.
It was on site. AJ Styles walked out there seeing LA like, oh, okay, man, we LA Knight hopped out the car, let's go.
Break down everything in TNA, AEW, and all of the WWE programming. Join these two kings, monarchs of wrestling, live every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 p.m. Central on the Play Caller Sports Talk YouTube channel. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, No, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Shutting the Lights Out. Wanted to make sure that I got Jay Risk in first things first because that is a big news that happened today. Rest in power to the logo, to a great basketball player, a great executive. Now, let's get to the normal routine at hand. News and notes from around the league. All right, so as we begin around the hardwood, we have here Nikola Jokic on Serbia's preliminary roster for Paris Olympics. It seems like he will be joining Serbia to face off for the Olympics, and I think he'll be one of about 6 players that have NBA experience that will be on the Serbia team, if I remember correctly. And oh, by the way, yes, I will be covering the Olympics, and just so happens, the first game on the docket for the U.S. team when they go to Paris is Serbia. Go figure. So right out the gate, Team USA gonna get Serbia. They're gonna get Jokic and a little player. One another player thanks to Heat Ricky Nikola Jovic. That would be on that team. So yeah, right out the gate, right out the gate next month. Serbia versus USA to begin, the Olympics. Yeah, but when next month get here, we'll talk about it. All right, we'll talk about it when we get there. But yeah, Nikola Jokic will be part of the Serbia team. Good for him, represent his country. It's that time of year. Next on the docket, Suns to hire Mike Hopkins as an assistant coach. Mike Hopkins is leading the college ranks, and he's going to the NBA ranks. So good for him. He had a great college career. I think he won about 55% of his. No, I'll take that back. I believe it was. No, through his career, he had a 20-year career in college. He won about 75% of his games. So nice for him to go up and go into the next rank. Good as an NBA assistant coach for the Suns. I'm looking forward to seeing how that will work out for the Suns as Mike Budenholzer is putting together a very nice staff over down in Phoenix right about now. I'm looking forward to that, as well as Doc Rivers putting Darvin Ham on his coaching staff as an assistant. Those of you who want part, those of you who didn't catch Monday's show. All right, moving on. Kristaps Porzingis, let's get into NBA Finals talk. Kristaps Porzingis' injury, how it impacts the Suns, is a rare injury. Okay. All right. So it says here, Boston Celtics center Kristaps Porzingis suffered what the teams call a rare injury to his left leg, and is listed as questionable for Game 3, which is tonight. The Celtics announced Tuesday that Porzingis had a tear medial tendon, allowing dislocation of the posterior tibialis tendon in his left leg. The team said Porzingis' status for the upcoming finals game will be determined day by day. So he's going to work out. He probably already had his workout, or probably going through it right now as I'm doing the show. And then they're going to determine if it's a good thing for him to play tonight or for him not to play tonight. And, it's one of those tricky kind of situations. And maybe the guy who's joining me right now might want to say something about it. Ladies and gentlemen, the mad scientist, the EP of all EPs, the master at the comedic uppercut, and the guy that gets you ready Monday through Fridays in the morning with the morning show with Cole Johnson, brought to you by Coleman Media and BS3 Network. Ladies and gentlemen, returning Cole Johnson.
Why, thank you, Playmaker. It is wonderful to be back. A pleasure to join you once again. And I'm staring at Kristaps Porzingis. I swear, I kid you not.
I mean, we gonna dive into the finals, so you can make it real quick and say.
I am. But I kid you not. I said Kristaps Porzingis and injury go hand in hand. It's like peanut butter and jelly. It's like clouds and blue sky. It's like green and leaves. It's like asphalt. It's like asphalt in hot weather. It's like clay. It's like brown with the clay court in Paris. I mean, it just goes together. So it does not surprise me that Mr. Porzingis now has a little hiccup with his injury. And I heard it was similar to that of Kevin Durant's 5 years back.
No, that was an injury he suffered against Miami. This injury is a rare injury. Like this injury hasn't even been known. Okay,
Well,
that he's going through right now.
but it's not a surprise. But here's the funny thing about it: with him in the lineup, the Celtics are pretty good. Without him in the lineup, the Celtics rarely lose. So it almost is like although yes, the first half of game one he shined. Just how much do the Celtics really need him?
We'll dive into that more. And that's not the only finals news that we have on around the hardwood because let's go to the other side. Luka Doncic had pain-killing shot before game 2. We know what that means. But let me give you some insight, okay? Dallas Maverick superstar, and those of you who don't know, I get most of my news stuff from ESPN, right? So I'm on the ESPN site right now. Says Dallas Maverick superstar Luka Doncic received a pain-killing injection to numb the area of his throat contusion before Dallas lost to the Boston Celtics in Sunday's game 2. The expectation is that Doncic will receive another injection before Wednesday's game 3, sources says. As the Mavs attempt to get their first win of the series, Doncic is listed as probable for Wednesday's game. Luka said, quote, "I feel good." This is after Tuesday's practice back at home at American Airlines Center. He also goes on to say, quote, "I do not want to get into any more details, but I feel good."
Yeah. So good. So good. I got you. Oh, my bad.
You and all the throwbacks. You and all the throwbacks, man. This is what happens when you live, okay? Things just happen. So Luka, we're gonna dive into Luka more because this man's doing everything he can, and he has
and then some. Mm-hmm.
So we'll dive into that when we talk NBA Finals. Mm-hmm. Now let's go over to the WNBA real quick because the Washington Mystics are no longer winless.
Do we have to talk about them? Goodness gracious.
This real quick. You know, no longer winless as they went down to the ATL, and the person that me and Coach Johnson know personally is not happy about this.
I know he is not.
But the Mystics got Brittany Skies back, and they end up winning the game. That's all I gotta say. Now, I will go into details on Friday's show when I covered the WNBA in the week that happened. I do that on Friday's show. But for right now, I just want to shout out to Washington Mystics. No longer winless. No winless teams in the WNBA.
Let me see if I can channel something from the past. The Washington Mystics no longer winless. Yay!
One of these days, I'm gonna let y'all get the answer of how that came about, and that has something to do with me on another show. But that's for another time. The fact that he actually decided to do that on my show is ironic.
But on the serious note, happy for the women of the Mystics. Finally, they get on the board and off the schneid, as Chris Berman would say, and hopefully they can chart a course for better. But I don't think so. And they're missing Ella Della Don. Bad. I'm sorry. I shouldn't riff like that. But go on, sir.
You want to keep beating the dead horse? Go ahead. I mean, that's all you doing. How many times I've been saying that? I've been saying that from the start of the season.
Well, they missed that woman bad, boy.
Yeah. All right. WNBA earns record TV ratings for first month near record attendance. And I got you some numbers, sir.
Oh, okay.
Across ABC, ESPN, ESPN2, CBS, Ion Television, and NBA TV, WNBA games are averaging 1.32 million viewers, nearly tripling last season's average of 462,000, the league said on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty
Yeah.
good for June. No, I'm sorry. That's actually great for June. Wow. Okay.
So we seeing record numbers. We seeing a lot of viewership, a lot of talk, and let's be quite honest. It's circling around mainly one player, but I'm getting to her. I'm getting to her because she's part of the end part of this all around the hardwood segment. Because everybody's so fascinated with her.
Why?
Yeah, that's part of it. Oh, mostly part of it. I'm just gonna say that. That's mostly part of it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I have stopped that being nice and not seeing race no more. Y'all have won. I would now look at race now. I can't get away from it now. I was trying not to.
I know. I'm sorry. It's just it. It's just certain things that it just screams. You just can't ignore this. You know, like James Brown looking like a Chinese woman in the 1980s. I mean, you just can't help but it screams, wow, you must be seen.
Yeah, but hey, I say it's from different reasons, but apparently that extra reason is prominent for some reason. I mean, it don't make sense to me.
However, though, sir, your reason and rationale is not wrong either. So I won't ever claim that it's only what I'm saying, like most people seemingly are doing.
But yeah, we're not done with her because U.S. basketball site inexperience for Caitlin caught a mission from Olympics, and it's pretty much everything that y'all. So they say is everything that the comedian says. People are trying to make it as two separate things. No, it's all one big thing. Okay. First of all, remember they have a criteria. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I have that criteria in here. Well, that's part of it right there. But it says here on ESPN site, here's the basketball criteria that here's the basketball criteria we are given as a committee.
What's the criteria?
How do we evaluate our players based on that? So basically, have you been part of the camps that's been going on for 3 years, by the way? 3 years.
That'd be a hardcore no. Yeah.
We talking 3 years. We talking all the way back to 2021.
Right. So that's a hardcore no.
What is your play like when you got into the WNBA? She's a rookie. That's right. That in.
It's okay, but yeah,
not
quite on par. Okay.
Do you have the experience of the international game? Because it's not the WNBA game; it's the international game.
That would be a hardcore no.
Okay, so you don't have the experience. You haven't been. It's not her fault. It's not her fault.
No,
she wasn't able to go to the camps. It's not her fault. She was she was doing other obligation that she had first.
Yeah. I mean, look, she was drawing the most eyeballs any woman player has done in the history of the game. It didn't take place in the WNBA or overseas. It was in college ball. I mean, what could you do?
So now, people are saying women gonna win goals with foregone conclusion, and why not just put on the team name? Why you just make this happen? This is what Mrs. Zarty said. It would be irresponsible for us to talk about her in a way other than how she would impact the play of the team.
Ooh, I gotta thank my thumb. I almost cursed on your program. I'm sorry, sir. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because it wasn't the purview of our committee to decide how many people would watch or how many people would root for the USA. It is our purview to create the best team we could for Coach Cheryl Reeves. And those of you who don't know, because you haven't been following the WNBA, if I remember correctly, Coach Johnson, Coach Reeves is a defensive-minded coach. Am I mistaken?
You're not, sir.
Does Caitlin Clark? How is she on the defensive end?
Defensive end, she's probably one step up from being a matador. The only thing she knows how to do well is elbow and talk trash when it comes to defense.
So the committee They had their criteria. They stuck to the criteria. And they understand who is the lead coach of the team and how she likes her team to be symbolized.
Mm-hmm.
So yet again, who in the heck are we taking off this team to put Caitlin Clark on there? So all you happy-go-lucky people can watch the Olympics for whatever reason, because one player is going to make you watch the Olympics. One player.
Right.
We're talking the Olympics here.
Right.
This is the only time when country pride matters.
Yeah. All right. So, all right. Let me throw this on the table. Now, for those who probably say, well, Michael Jordan, by the time he was like 22, like Caitlin Clark was, he competed in college. He competed at in the Olympics. True. Yes. That was at a time when they did not send pros. The U.S., I mean, didn't send pros to the Olympic Games. But since 1992, that changed. And Miss Clark, I like her game. I do. But her game is flawed. I'll just say it right now. It okay. Caitlin Clark fans, the Caitlin Clark fan, come here real close. Your white hype, the greatest player that you think a woman has ever done in the history of the game. Right now, at 22 years old, her game is flawed. She does not have enough seasoning. She does not have enough experience. Meanwhile, you have someone like Asia Wilson who blindfolded is just slapping the league. So when she becomes like an Asia Wilson, then we can talk. Until then, she can get the stiff upper lip all she wants, but she, just like Angel Reese, can sit on the sideline and see how they need to be come 2028.
See, now here's something I'm going to do that I haven't said on my show when I guest appeared on the Sports Arena. Shout out to my man Eric Wilson, Mike Caratanudo, my sister Queen of Hoops, Megan Price.
Megan Price in the house.
Shout out to her. And let me say, I didn't say this on none of these, but I'm going to say it right here, right now. Caitlin Clark joins Team USA, right? First problem, she ain't going to get playing time. That's going to be a distraction.
No, she'll be like, I'll give you a really good example. If she were to be on this team, she would basically be like how Christian Laettner was on the Dream Team.
So distraction one, why Caitlin Clark ain't getting playing time? That's number one.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's say they give her playing time. Y'all talking about how she's getting whooped up against in the WNBA. What's going to happen to her when she go against these national teams when they are allowed to rough you up?
Yeah, and those whistles will not come quite as free.
Oh, they're already doing this to Caitlin Clark. It is called international basketball. They playing by different rules.
And if you think these senators and Congress people aren't going to be flooding the WNBA, if that were to happen the way it has happened thus far, if she were to be in the Olympics next month and they were to rough her up like international play normally is, because they don't whistle fouls as often as the NBA or the WNBA game does, they'd be writing the IOC, they'd be writing USOC, and they'll be writing everybody they could saying, this is unfair. You can't have this happen. How could you have someone that is so precious like Caitlin Clark get beat down like she is some sort of thug? It is a beautiful thing she is not on the team, because she would be, let me see if I can think of the word. There's a word that's escaping me. Oh, yes, a distraction. And that's through no fault of her own. She is the biggest draw in the WNBA. I don't think anybody can argue that. But she is not the best player in the game.
This is what I want y'all to think, because y'all want to think about marketing the WNBA through the Olympics. No, we don't need that. Either you're going to rock with the country or you're not. Not one player should make you rock with the country. This country has been dominating the women's side for the longest. And guess what? Just in case y'all didn't know, last show, Cole, you wasn't available, so I went
Mhm.
through the point differentials. Cause in Olympus they like to go by the point differential. They don't give you the average. They
Right.
give you the point differential.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go through it again. This is refresh your mind. I'm going all the way back to '96 when the WNBA when it came to life. All right.
Okay.
You know,
96.
in 1996 they had a point differential of plus 168.
Mm.
In 2000 they had a point differential of 124.
Man.
2004 the Diana Taurasi year, point differential of plus 145. 2008 the Kenneth Parker year, plus differential of 215. 2012 plus differential of 183. 2016 the Breonna Stewart year, plus differential of 204. And Tokyo, you want to guess what the point differential was in Tokyo?
185.
37.
It just goes to show the international game, just like in the men's side, is catching up to the women too.
You know why? Because they get tired of getting slapped around by the USA.
As they should be. I would be tired too. I mean, I'm like this. I would think, okay, these arrogant a-holes, they think they could just simply put the USA on their uniforms and then just roll the basketball into the court, and they'll win by double digits. No, they should feel that way. They should feel outraged, and they should feel as though they can take these women. I would feel that way.
Hey, Hawk TV's in the building. What's up, Hawk? Been a
On
long
TV,
time.
what's up, man?
He says salute and wishing you an early Father's Day. Too bad I ain't a father, but I take it. So I'm just saying, like the committee's goal is not centered around marketing. How can we market? How can we do it? No, we want to go get this 8 straight goal. And continue to shine why women's basketball is great in the United States of America. And these other countries still got work to do. On the men's side, that's going to be a little difficult. For those of you who don't know, I know the schedule. And one of the things that I did before you hopped on, Kobe Johnson, let's see if I can show it to you. Let's go right here. Yeah, the Joker, part of Serbia.
Okay, not surprised.
Not surprised, but they're gonna have about 6 other players from the NBA that's gonna be part of Serbia team.
Again, not surprised.
And you know what? And give you an early heads up, Coach Johnson, because Coach Johnson will be one of the people that's going to join me for the Olympics. I can go ahead and break that right here, right now. Coach Johnson will be joining me for the Olympics. One thing you can go ahead and get ready for, Coach Johnson, for June 28th. July 28th, USA plays Serbia right out the gate.
Well, good. They get a test. I love that. So they'll get a chance to see who the team. Hopefully, if they actually can play right, they get a chance to see who they're going to be playing for the gold medal later on. Good.
So yeah, I'm just giving you a heads up. But no, trust me, I have all the showcase games that's leading up to it, and ensure that Serbia's on that schedule too. So 2 meets with Serbia coming up in the next 5 weeks. Let's start out there. Now back to Caitlin Clark. All right. Now, this is what I want y'all to pay attention to. I want y'all to Cole, you almost cuss. I'm gonna go ahead and cuss. Okay.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Can y'all be patient?
Yeah, you did just curse.
I'm sorry. I'm just somebody gotta ask. Can y'all be patient? Let Team USA handle business. Remember, I threw a poll out there. On social media. I said, do you prefer Olympic news on the Team USA doing their thing, or the reason why Caitlin Clark ain't on it, or I ain't getting playing time? Which one do you prefer? Shockingly enough, Cole Johnson, the people that voted for it. I want to know what that Team USA is handling their business.
I wonder why. It's because we are arrogantly the type of people who want gold medals. We don't care if it's 12 roaches that are representing the United States. If they're the 12 best roaches in the world, and they can bring us a gold medal, so be it. If Caitlin Clark's on the team or not, it doesn't matter.
We want
It's
gold.
if Team USA gets the gold. They want gold with the women's and they want gold in the men's. That's what they want. That's the end game. And if Caitlin Clark's part of that, cool. If she's not, that's cool too.
She'll be part of Team USA in the future.
But she'll be part of Team USA probably starting in 2028. So,
and I'm glad you said it, because in 2028, where is the Olympics in 2028?
It'll be in LA.
So I just wanted to throw this. I just wanted to do this for the fun of it, right? 2028. Who do you see on here? Let's see. I put Caitlin Clark on here. I put Asia Wilson. Is that Angel Reese? That's Arike Gumawale. And Cameron Brick. Oh, all of them are in the WNBA right now.
Oh, let me guess. And all of them are not on the current team, right?
Except for Asia Wilson.
Well, yeah, obviously, I was going to say for the exception.
Like the best player in the game.
Yeah, I was going to say Asia Wilson definitely has to be on the team. But besides the stud, and I mean this not in a sexual fashion, the stud of all WNBA players to me, Asia Wilson. Besides her, the other four are not on the current team, right?
No.
Okay.
And, we did say 2028, right?
2028, yes.
And
sir.
just for imagine sake. So I want y'all to imagine this. Like that's 5 right there. We have a 12 team.
You have to have at least yeah, and probably have more. They probably will field maybe up to 15. I'm thinking. So
just for the fun of it, maybe some other players can join the team too. I mean, like let me see. Is that Flajay Johnson?
Oh man, she can break people's ankles on the court, and then she can rhyme while she does it. Oh, I want to see that.
Is that Pace Beckerts, aka Pace Buckets?
Yeah, I was about to say the jumper.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh, is that the star of the LA Sparks right now in Derica Hamby?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, speaking of LA, who's that last person on that screen?
Oh my gosh, the newest sensation. People thought that she was going to be coming after Caitlin Clark's neck.
Is that Juju Watson, who just finished her freshman year,
her freshman season,
her freshman season at USC?
Yeah, people were thinking that she was going to take Caitlin's crown before Caitlin went on to the WNBA. People were raving about Juju's game.
They can't wait for next year. And the squad that USC has put together for next year, Big Ten, look out. That's all I'm gonna say. That's
strange. You're right, but it sounds so strange.
Saying Big Ten, look out.
Big Ten instead of Pac-12, right?
I'm just saying. Look at 2028.
Mm-hmm.
You'll get your Caitlin Clark, but oh my gosh, that team gonna be so loaded.
Yeah, I'm about to say, you pretty much picked 9 of the people that's going to be on that squad. Because I'm sure Asia will be joining them.
That team gonna be so loaded, and you might still get Kelsey Plum. You still might get Jackie Young.
So you can get some muscle that actually can match up with the rough and tumble international game. Smart.
Now,
okay.
The Fisa Collier, she's on the team. She's on this year's team. She still might be on the team in 2028. That's not to mention Alicia Thomas just now getting her first taste of the Olympics. She's been in FIBA, so she has an international. She was on the FIBA team.
So she might see more action next time too. Yeah.
I'm just saying, 2028, and guess what?
It's shaping up to be nice.
We're the home country in 2028.
Yeah. U.S. Olympics being hosted on U.S. soil for the first time since '96. So yeah.
Now imagine the women's team in 2028 to represent the home country, not internationally. You're talking the home country.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be patient. 4 years. That's 4 years.
And I mean the woman talking about Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. I mean, they barely have played a double-digit amount of games in the WNBA in their career.
That's it. Well, Hot TV been lighting up the chat.
I'm loving Hard TV, and he's spitting facts too in the chat.
He says, "What when these girls into the league? Oh boy!
Oh yeah, WNBA is going to be even more fire than it already is. Oh, no question, bro.
And the thing about it, Paige Becker come out after this upcoming season. Father Johnson can come out after this upcoming season. Juju still probably have to go through one more year.
Man, I hope she doesn't come out till 2020. Susie. 3, let's say 4 or 5. I hope she doesn't come until 27. I want her to enjoy all of the college experience, and then she can yam on these ladies.
So guess what? When 2028 get here, all the 3 college rookies that is put on here, all 3 college players, they already had WNBA experience for almost a year, maybe 2.
Yeah. I would say at worst 1. Yeah.
He's echoing your sentiments there, sir.
Thank you, Hall TV. I'm all for this, bro. I hope they bring back the comments too. Unfortunately, I don't know what's up with the owner of the Rockets, Tim Fertitta. I don't know why he is going more wanting to have an NHL team than a WNBA team. I'm like, no, man. Get the Comets back. They need to have the Comets back in Houston.
And he also said majority of the team now are more older.
Yeah. It's basically similar to the men. I mean, you probably can count on probably 3-4 fingers on a hand how many of the men that you're seeing that's going to be playing next month they'll be on the 2018 too. So basically, when the Olympics are going to be in Los Angeles, and yes, I believe LeBron's going to be part of that too.
Nah, he better retire. He better go retire.
I want him to.
I don't need him.
I want him to. Unfortunately, he'll be 43 and he still thinks that he can hang.
Me personally, I think this is why Anthony Edwards is on the team, so he can learn from LeBron.
Well, no, I get that, but unfortunately, I still believe LeBron at 43 thinks he can still do it, thinks he can still yam on people, and he still would want to be. And I think this would be a great swan song for him. This is just how he is. But more than likely, for the men's and the women's game, this is a changing of the guard, and you'll be seeing the new up and coming basketball titans for Team USA on both the men and the women.
And guess what? I ain't even put Haley Van Lith on this list.
Yeah.
By the way, Haley Van Lith's part of the 3-on-3. Just to let y'all know. So when Haley Van Lith comes to WNBA, she already has Olympic experience because she's part of 3-on-3 with Cameron Bree.
Man, Juju gives me Cynthia Cooper vibes, man. So bad. She gives me Cynthia Cooper vibes so bad.
I don't think y'all know what he just said. I don't think y'all understand what he just said.
Oh my gosh, man.
He compared Juju to Cynthia Cooper. I don't think y'all realize what he just did.
She just gives me that type of vibe where it's like anything on offense I can handle. All she needs to have is just that seasoning. So, and then she'll be rocking the league.
So just be patient. In 4 years, we are hosting the Olympics. And the squad they gonna put together on the women's side is gonna be ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all think these point difference I just read to y'all, the highest one is what, 08 with 215? They might eclipse that if they put the squad together, if I think they do it right.
And they're young. Think about that, man. The age range from what, from 23 to 27? I mean, jeez. That's ridiculous.
The world definitely gonna hate us out to 2028 if they do exactly what I pictured them doing in 2028. The world definitely gonna hate us on the women's side because it's gonna be ridiculous. And hopefully by then, God's willing, I would be in LA personally to cover it. But hey, now that's around the hardwood. Real quickly before we go to break, Coach Johnson didn't get the opportunity, and I do believe he deserved the opportunity because he can tell you more about the gentleman from earlier today than I can. So Coach Johnson already talked about it to open the show.
Mhm.
and I'm gonna let you have your say when it comes to the logo of the NBA.
Oh man, Jerome Allen West. You know, I when I first knew about him, I heard that he was this exec, and I was only 12 at the time when I first heard of Jerry West, and I didn't know about him being the logo, and I didn't know about him being a player. I just knew that he was the exec of the Lakers that was forming this wonderful that formed this wonderful team. And I learned this roughly right around like early June of 1985. So I was about 12 at the time. And so I'm seeing the Lakers. They're about to win their first NBA championship with Jerry West as a GM. And already he's won two as a scout, but I didn't know about I didn't know about his playing career. And I didn't know about the fact he was a scout either. So I was hearing people just gush over this guy. And I'm like, Jerry West. Okay. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to study him a little more. But I didn't when I was 12. But oh boy, when I got to be about 16 and I learned about and then I understood he was the logo. And I was like, you mean to tell me the guy that's on the NBA logo that he played? Wow. And then I dug into West, who by then won two more rings as a GM. And then yes, I understood that he he came up short many different times to the Celtics in the 60s, and unfortunately he didn't win a ring in the 60s. But he finally got on the board after losing again in 70 to the Knicks, not to the Celtics. But he finally won in 72, and it was then until that time the best single season team of all time, which of course it had Will Chamberlain on there, but it was no question that Jerry West was the best player on the team. Then I studied him. I was like, okay, this guy really knew how to be clutch. He had a range because he could shoot from anywhere. He would give you Carmelo Anthony type of game without the physicality. He wasn't as physical as Carmelo Anthony was, but he could do all the things that Carmelo Anthony could. He can shoot from deep. He can shoot from mid range. He can shoot from the elbow. He can shoot from the top of the key. He could post you up. And he had handles. I mean, the dude could do it all, so and he could play three positions. I mean, he played small forward if the opposing team was small enough. He could play point guard, but more than likely he played shooting guard. So when I understood, and I then delve into his numbers later, like in my adulthood, and I saw that he averaged 27, 6, and 7. And then I looked at Allen Iverson's numbers, and I saw 27 points, 6 rebounds, 7 assists. And when people try to down Jerry West for not being a player, I look at them as if they have a third eye on their head and no brain and no brain inside of this melon. Because you cannot say that. And he actually has a championship as a player, and he put up the same stat line as Allen Iverson, and people think the answer is one of the greatest players to ever play the game. And you can say, well, he played against garbage men and milkmen and plumbers. No. The dude had game, and game travels. I don't care. I don't care if it's 1969. I don't care if it's 2019. If you have game, you can boogie on opponents. I don't care who you are. But his legacy is more going to be shaped on the fact that he was, in my opinion and in my estimation, and there isn't another that could challenge him, the greatest basketball executive in the history of the NBA. The NBA has been in existence now, 74 years now. I can't think of one. I can't think of one greater. You have a guy who has gone on to win 8, and I do mean 8 8 championships as a GM or a high level executive. He won 2 as a scout. So in being in personnel, he won 10 rings. And if you think that it's all in Showtime, no. He won only 3 with Showtime as a GM. He won 3 more in the Lake Show era, which of course that's about 10 to 15 years later. And he won 2 more as being a high-level executive for the Warriors. Yeah, the first 2 rings, yeah, you have the logo to thank in good large part for them getting those 2 rings. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah, because he got on the Warriors in 2011, and he basically got in the ear of the ownership group because that was his only bosses. He only answered to them and nobody else in the Warriors. And he said, okay, you got this guy number 30. Here's how to properly build around him. And so before he got on board, they drafted Klay Thompson. And of course, when he got on board, they drafted Draymond Green, and then they found other pieces around them. And then they acquired Jrue Iguodala off free agency. And then they built the other pieces, and voila. The team that you see now almost is a team that Jerry West had a hand building. So here I am. I'm talking about a guy who built a team in the 80s, built a team in 2000s, and built a team in the 2000 teens. Maybe not as hands-on as he did in early 2000s and in the 80s with the Lakers, but he still built the team. Oh no, by the way, a stop in between with the Memphis Grizzlies, who you almost thought we weren't going to see them in Memphis. And he turned that program, or I should say, he turned that organization into a winning one. And he probably would have lasted longer if he didn't feel as though, okay, I think I've had my time as GM. I need to just step aside and let the younger guys take over, and retired at 69. But you cannot, out the side of your mouth, say that this guy is not a huge contributor to the NBA or to basketball in general. There are very few minds that are brighter in basketball than him. Very few. And I'll say it again. There is no person on the face of this earth who has been an executive in an NBA program, NBA executive on any organization, and you can name them. Not a one is better than Jerome Allen West. So, as you take your seat in heaven today, sir, I want to thank you for giving us what basketball is supposed to be: skill and matching up talent with coaching and with executives. I'll wrap with this story. If you want to know how impactful, how insightful, and how forward-thinking Jerry West was, the story of Shaquille O'Neal, that did it for me. So this is around the summer of '96. I know that Playmaker is going to feel sick for what I'm about to say, but unfortunately, this is history. This is fact. So after they got swept by the Bulls en route to their 72-10 season and championship, Shaquille felt the need that he needed to go elsewhere because he wanted to have a career in Hollywood along with having a basketball career. And at 24, he didn't think that the Magic really wanted to do anything basketball-wise with him that really would have fortified him being there. So he looked. He wanted to be out in LA, and he caught the ear of Jerry West. So they negotiated, and they were about in the final throes of the negotiation process. And so Shaquille picks up the story from here. He says, so I'm about to sign this 8-year, $120 million contract for the Lakers. And my phone rings. And I see it's Jerry West. And so I picked up the phone. I said, hello? And on the other end, he says, hey, Shaquille. Hey, big man, how you doing? This is Jerry. Side note. The dude is so humble, he didn't start with Mr. West. He said Jerry. But Shaquille, being the responsible and and respectful young guy that he was then, he respected his elders. So he says, Mr. West, he says, hey, Mr. West, how you doing? He says, I'm doing all right, man. So how about my contract? Is everything good? All I's dotted, all T's crossed, and anything else? Am I going to get that money that you promised? Because I'm looking for 120. He said, yeah. That's good. That's fine. That's good. But I didn't call you for that, man. I called you for this. I'm watching this tape of this Lower Merion guy. Yeah, it's this kid, 17 years old. He's from the Philadelphia area. Man, this guy has game. Oh my gosh, man. Look, write this name down. Kobe Bean Bryant. Write that name down, because I guarantee you'll be thanking me later, because I'm going to trade for him on draft day, and he's probably going to be your running partner in getting these chips. This kid was like, okay, that's fine. Yeah, get the kid. I don't care. All I want is to get this money's done. Then is the deal done? Well, yeah, the deal's done. The deal's done, big man. But I'm telling you, Kobe, that's your guy. And Shaq concluded the story by saying, here it was. He didn't even set foot on an NBA court, and Jerry West knew what a Hall of Fame talent Kobe Bryant was. So if you want to know the impact of one Jerome Allen West, the guy knew the game better than just about anybody who's ever played it, who's ever coached it, or who's ever presided over it as an executive. We'll miss you. Thank you for making the game better.
You could have saved that for tomorrow. You ain't have to bring up Shaq. You ain't have to bring up Shaq.
You might have saved that for tomorrow. That's just I wouldn't rub it in. That's the story.
I'd rather for you to say that on the morning show. Bringing up old wounds. Okay, you're doing it.
I wasn't doing it to rub it in, bro.
Man, matter of fact, first Jrue on Monday, now you today.
I wasn't doing it to rub it in, man.
I even said rub it in. I just you just bringing up old wounds, like.
Yeah, I was just saying I apologize for bringing this up, because I know this is going to harbor some old wounds. I know, but.
All right, let's take a break. Because when we come back, we're going to get into the main event, the NBA Finals. Somebody defending home court, and the other team, they're looking for answers, but they're at home. We'll be back.
News. The largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant. Weather. Devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States. Inspiration. A breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network proudly presents The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson, live every weekday morning beginning April 29th at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of Into the Net FC.
Kylian Mbappe just all of a sudden finally understood his role, and I think he finally understood that everything Kylian Mbappe has accomplished already, there is still a hell of a lot waiting for him in the future. Kylian Mbappe is only 24 years old. He has accomplished so much, and you know what? Kylian Mbappe has not even reached his prime. Finally seeing, the Marcus Rashford we have been hoping for such a long time, But, this game, after everything Manchester United has been, doing lately, this was actually the ultimate test, to see if Manchester United, honestly was all of a sudden for real.
I explained this. The United States, maybe they have to suffer this loss as a lesson to learn to prepare for the future. Because 4 years from now, the World Cup is in not one, not two, but three countries. the United States of America, Canada, and Mexico into the NFC is available on all streaming platforms, including Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, and YouTube.
Shop hats and official sports gear at Lids. Lids is the leader and #1 destination for hats, gears, and everything that moves you, making it the perfect shop for fans to find official sports hats, merchandise, and gear. Represent your team, your town, and your style with a snapback adjustable fitted hat or beanie from thousands of college and pro teams. Browse the very latest sports jerseys and t-shirts from the best teams out there. Lids has officially licensed professional and college sport team apparel and hats featuring the hottest brands and trends. Shop online or visit one of the 100 stores across the country. Locker Rooms by Lids.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying, but this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wise El Jefe. Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Shooting Lifestyle. And before we continue on, which I should be doing a better job of doing this, we are sponsored by Fanatics, Lids, and Paramount Plus. So anything sports wise, most likely we part of the sponsored by them. Get your gear, hats, whatever you need to rep your team. Fanatics and Lids, and if you need somewhere to watch sports for the cheap, Paramount Plus. Plan starts at $5.99. Plus, if you click our link, you get a free trial. So can't beat that. And before I bring on my other person here, you, Cole Johnson, that darn chuckle after you say Eagles fly gets me every time. Every single time. I be like, him and this chuckle after he's saying fly Eagles fly. Which is fitting because that commercial is quite fitting because I guess it's the head man of that show, Eagles Week. He is my co-host for Monarchs of Wrestling.
Wonderful show, by the way.
And y'all see. And he is now carved him out a segment on my show, in which Cole Johnson loves the title of that segment. Now, the man responsible for the Cool Tangent.
Cool Tangent.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cool McCain.
The Cool Tangent will be absolutely muted and quiet.
What up, though?
There you go. That's right.
Cool
I
was muted. I don't know what happened. You know what I'm saying? Because normally when you come in, you muted, then you get in on, you good. But hey,
Cool McCain said, "What up, though? He's from Detroit." No, he's not.
Well, we doing where we from and stuff. What it is, shout it. Is that better?
What's up? Yeah. What's up, man?
So, Cool McCain, you came at the right moment because now the main event is here. NBA Finals. Games 1 and 2 were in Boston. And as you already know, if you haven't, unless you've been living on a rock, the Celtics defended home court in games 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
So let's dive into it. Starting game 1. Game 1 took place on this last Thursday, where the Celtics dominated game 1. And it wasn't the normal people we wanted to see dominate the game that was doing the domination. I'll give you the statistics here. As you can see, you know, Jayson Tatum with 16 points, 11 boards, 5 rebounds. Jaylen Brown gave you 22 and 6, but Porgzingis coming off the calf strain in his first action in some weeks after he was injured in game 4 against the Miami Heat in the opening round of the playoffs. 20.6 rebounds. Much added 20 points, and you saw what happened. Derrick White gave you 15. Jrue Holiday gave you 12. Al Horford, who was the starting center, 10. So you have 6 guys that gave you double-digit points if you're on the Boston Celtics side. And on the Dallas Mavericks side, Luka, 30-10, and that one under the assist column was very glaring. I don't even remember the last time Luka Doncic had one assist in a game. And then Kyrie Irving continues to struggle in the city of Boston, going for 12 points. Ain't hit none of the 3-pointers. PJ Washington gave you 14 and 8, which is what you need from him. Godfrey struggled. Derrick Jones Jr. struggled. That's game 1. Team statistics here, as you can see. Boston is shot better. Boston was the better team. That's all there is to it. But that's just game 1. Okay? Surely Dallas going to come out better in game 2. This is Dallas Mavericks. They got Luka Doncic. They got Kyrie Irving. They're going to figure it out, and they're going to do what they need to be doing. Yeah. Another L. 105-98. Even though Luka Doncic gave you 32, 11, 11, Kyrie Irving still struggling in TD Garden. 16 points. Still haven't hit a 3-pointer yet. You did get 13 from Godfrey. You got 11 from Derrick Jones. You got 17 and 7 from PJ Washington. So you had some help, but it wasn't enough because Jaylen Brown did give you 21 with 7 assists for boys. Jayson Tatum, 18, 9 and 12. Derrick White gave you 12 and 5. But Jrue Holiday was the man in game 2 with 26 points, 11 rebounds. Now the questions are starting to build on the Mavericks. But before I do that, let's show you the team statistics. As you can see here, Dallas shot better from the field, but they didn't do as better as the Celtics on the free throw line. So before I go into my next point, take this down real quick. So, even though Cole Johnson's in the background, you can still hear him. Boston's up 2-0. They defended home court. Cool McCain, what you say?
So, to all the Negro Knights out there, to all there's no way they can win this series. They're down. They're done. Oh, they lost 2 games in a row on the road. They look so terrible. The calls aren't going their way. They're going towards the Celtics, and the NBA wants the Celtics to win. Let me give you something that's truth. You don't ever listen to anything else I say, listen to this. There's a reason it's called home court advantage. The home team, I expect to not get the ticky-tack fouls called on them as much. I expect them to be able to get by with more, get more calls, and I expect their role players to play better at home. I expect them to look better at home. But it's crazy because Dallas has no chance to win the series now. They haven't even played a home game in the series yet. To win this series, all Dallas has to do is win the 3 games at home and win 1 game on the road. I don't believe they're going to do that, but I'm far from counting them out because they lost 2 games on the road to start the series. I need people to calm down and stop being a super mega prisoner of the moment. Okay. Boston handled business in a way that most people didn't think they would, right? Most people thought Boston was going to give away one of the games out because we have this belief that Boston always gives away a game, which I'm not saying is wrong, but it wasn't going to be one of the first two games of Porgzingis being back and that emotional cappuccino shot that was for the Boston Celtics. You understand basketball. You understand those first two games were definitely going to go the way of Boston. Now, the series switches to Dallas. So now we get an opportunity to see, can Boston continue to play the way they have on the road? And Kristaps Porgzingis is injured. Didn't show any signs of the injury yesterday, but it's a tendon and tissue injury to his lower leg. And are we really surprised that Porgzingis is hurt again? This has been one of the knocks on him as well as many other players. Can't stay healthy. And a lot of times it's the taller, lanky guys, unfortunately. But Dallas is fine unless they go home and lose tonight. Now, then that's when it becomes a problem. But being down 0-2 coming home, that's not the end of the series. That's an over sensationalism because it's what people want to hear. People want to hear, oh, Dallas is done, and there's no way they're going to come back from down 0-2, and this series is over, and Luka's got a problem with his chest where he's got to get injections, and Kyrie can't show up, and blah, blah, blah. Boston hates Kyrie Irving. Boston hates him with a passion. And he can feel that every time he takes it while he's there. And he didn't play his best there. Now he's in Dallas. Dallas loves Kyrie. I don't think we're going to see the same version of Kyrie that we saw in game 1 or 2. I don't know if we're going to see the Kyrie from the Western Conference Finals, but we'll see a much closer version than what we've been seeing. Relax, people, calm down, and let the basketball play itself out. Now, tonight can change a lot of things. But up until now, what should be expected is what's happened.
All right, Cole Johnson, as you can see on the screen, game 1 Celtics, Kristaps Porgzingis is the man on that one. Game 2, it was Jrue Holiday. So the four guys that I highlighted going into this series ain't the ones that we're talking about. Cole Johnson.
All right. Like I said, when you asked this question before the finals began, who was going to come out being the face of the league? And I said, none of them. And who looks as though they are primed to be a face of the league after these first two games? Now, I totally agree with Cool. See, the problem is people seem to have this prisoner of the moment feel. Like every single game has the weight of 7. And that, I was hearing talk of, the Celtics, they're sweeping. They're going to be sweeping the Mavericks. Remind me, how many games have they played in Dallas? So far, it's 0. That will change tonight, obviously. But they played 0. And game 1 went the way I thought it was going to go. They had an emotional, the Celtics had an emotional boost by Kristaps Porgzingis. And game 2, they came up with more fight, but the Celtics were the better team that night on Sunday. I expect to have a different outcome Wednesday and Friday. So,
okay.
Before
you dive into tonight,
okay,
I have, because watching all the sports shows that I watch, I take things from them, and I add it to the show. So I did come up with the dynamic duo thing talk, right? With you, right? Mm-hmm. So let's look at some numbers through the first 2 games, shall we? Kyrie Irving has scored 28 points in 2 games, shooting 35% from the field. Has not hit a 3, so he doesn't even have a percentage from 3-point range. 5 rebounds, 8 assists. Luka Doncic, 62 points in 2 games, shooting 51% from the field, 38% from 3, 21 rebounds, 12 assists. With them combined, we're looking at 90 points, 44% shooting, 27.5 from three-point range with 26 rebounds and 20 assists.
Wow, that's really impressive.
From the Boston Celtics side, Jaylen Brown has come up with 43 points in 2 games, shooting 55.5% from the field, 27.3% from three-point range with 10 rebounds and 9 assists. Jayson Tatum, 34 points in 2 games, shooting 31.6% from the field, 28.6 from 3, 20 rebounds, 17 assists, and they are combining for 77 points, 41.5 shooting from the field, 28% from three-point range with 30 rebounds and 26 assists.
Jason, I thought you were supposed to be the face of the league, man. This isn't face of the league material. Come on, man. You're venturing the territory of LeBron James 2011, where Jason Terry outplayed him.
I mean, he ain't complaining like LeBron did.
Yeah, it's because his team ended up picking him up and giving him a couple of W's.
I mean, he's 20 rebounds and 17 assists. He's finding other ways to help. It might not be the scoring and the shooting, but he's doing other things to help. But as you said, Cole, he's wanting to be a face of the league, and when you say something like that, there's a level of expectation that comes with that.
Right, and unfortunately, let me see how I can put this. He's failed thus far. Now, I'm not saying that he can't have one of those games that he normally can have where he explodes for 45 points all of a sudden. But if you're going to say you're the face of the league, at least come with about 25 points a game. Or at least be do like your partner in Jaylen Brown. He at least is averaging 21. At least come close in doing that. 17. And yeah, I get that you're probably doing it with rebounding and dimes. But you can't be bricking and you still say that you're going to be the guy. No, sir.
So, Cool McCain, watching First Take today. And yes, I went back to watch First Take today. That's what Mad Dog was hopping on, the shooting performance of Jayson Tatum, which is horrible. Rightfully so. And other people saying, hey, shots ain't dropping, but he hasn't bailed on his team. He's doing other things to, help make sure they get the win.
So, I mean, it's real simple. I've said this on several shows last week. Jayson Tatum will never be the face of the NBA.
Never.
He may be one of the faces, but he's past the point of being the next face of the NBA. He hasn't stepped up into that role. The combination of him and Jaylen Brown is very impressive.
Yeah.
But a lot of that on the scoring aspect, on the good percentage from shooting, things like that, Jaylen Brown is the one that's stepping up.
Yes, sir.
If the series were to end right now, and let's not forget, just like the Eastern Conference Finals, Jaylen Brown outplayed Jayson Tatum last series.
That's right.
And if the Celtics won a championship, I'm going to say some of the other people don't have the testicular fortitude to say. Jaylen Brown has to be the best player if they won a championship.
Say it again.
Because you tried it with Jayson Tatum twice, and what happened?
Well, there's some. Well, based on what I'm hearing, they saying that could go to Jrue Holiday.
That's what you hear right now. But by the time the series is over, because you have to understand Jrue Holiday is a utility man. He has the ability to fit in where needed. So far, it's needed to be scored. Jaylen Brown hasn't had a monster game yet either. And who's more likely to have a monster game based on how they've been playing this year? Jaylen Brown.
All right. There you go. And last but not least, let's dive into it. Tonight, 8:30, ABC, live from American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. Don't throw it, Coach Johnson. Game 3. Series has shifted to Dallas. Boston has not lost a road game these playoffs. The games that they have lost were at home in game twos, which happened in this series, they won game two. So the question is brewing. Can the Mavericks pull one out at home and avoid getting swept? Because the people seem like a daunting task because Boston has not lost a road game. Kyrie Irving, can you show up tonight to help Luka Doncic out? You have came out and you have said you told Luka, you told the media, you have to play better. The numbers that I just gave you shows that you're right. You have to play better. So, gentlemen, tonight is the night. Game 3. Those of you, the Mavericks are 2.5-point favorites at home. This is the first time the Celtics has been underdogs since, if I remember correctly, April. So, Cool McCain, we have game 3 tonight.
This should be a Mavericks win. They're going back home. They've heard what's being said. Luka and Kyrie was about to cry in their interviews, and the other guys will play better. I also think when you look at just the overall flow of the series, a lot of those 50-50 balls, a lot of the playing from other guys, because even outside of the 4 guys that have been very prominent from Boston, which is another reason why you haven't had big games by Jayson Tatum. What he's done is he said, you know what, let me be more of an assist guy, rebounds, and let me get some of the other guys involved so we can win games. Because if Jayson Tatum goes out there and scores 35 points a game and they lose this series, everybody's going to dump on Jayson Tatum. He's in a no-win situation, right? So the best thing for him to do is help his team win a championship. That's the best thing for him to do, and that's what he's trying to do. But I think tonight, Porgzingis is probably going to be limited or not play because of the injury, and you can kind of buy yourself more time because right now you're up 2-0. So if you lose this game, theoretically you can still win this series in 5. So right now, if you're the Boston Celtics, the most intelligent thing to do, now, I've criticized their coach for not being the most intelligent, but the most intelligent thing to do is to let Porgzingis sit and see if you can win one without him to give him more time to rest his injury. I'm assuming that they're going to use some intelligence because there are intelligent people inside the organization. So I'm expecting him to not play, or if he does go, if he insists on playing very limited minutes. So either way, I don't think he's going to be able to have the same impact.
I mean, the man said he was down on the court, so.
I mean, I'm not saying he's not gotten on the court playmaker. I understand you're a player. You just came back from being hurt. You want to go out there and play. But is it wise for you to go out there and play?
Right.
That's the question. Personally, I don't think it is. With the details about the injury they has, I don't think it's wise for him to play tonight. Let him rest. You know what I'm saying? Save it because it needs to be stabilized. So the less he has to play for them to win, the better. So that's what I would do. But I'm not the coach. I'm not the GM. I'm not the owner. But I think Dallas goes home. They do what they need to do. Kyrie's going to be better. The role players are going to be better. They're going to be energized. Even if Porgzingis is in the game, he's not going to be the same defensive stopper he's been the first couple of games with the same presence. Brown, Tatum, their game will probably continue to be what it is or maybe a little bit better on the road. Some of those other guys, we don't know what we're going to get out of like an Al Horford tonight. That's my guy, the other Caucasian brother that plays some minutes for them. We don't know if he's going to have a good game on the road. Some of those guys deeper down the bench that are going to need to play. We don't know what we're going to get out of those guys. Jrue Holiday's game should carry as well. But maybe not as a
Pritchard.
Yeah, Pritchard.
Cole Johnson. Game 3 tonight.
Well, if I were to talk about this with my warm, compassionate Houston heart, I would want the Celtics to blow out that Mavericks. Unfortunately, I just don't see that happening. I think.
So his pettiness is want to end sports quickly.
Yes. I would love for this to end Friday night. Yes. I don't think it will, because I just don't see
What are we gonna do for the rest of June and July?
Well, we'll talk about the WNBA, and then we'll be gearing up for the Olympics, and then we'll be holding out cups for people who are crying about Caitlin Clark not being on the Olympic squad. But I digress. The Mavericks role players are going to have to come up huge here. I mean, yes, Kyrie has to come up huge too. I think they should have seen Sunday that Luka can only carry you but so far. And I'm not saying that in terms of he's deficient. I'm saying from the standpoint of no one man can beat a team as talented as the Celtics are. He needs to have the rest of them come up huge. And so the one thing that made everything beautiful about how the Mavericks went from a team that you thought, So we have the Nuggets, the Thunder, and the Timberwolves, and then the rest of them, starting with the Clippers. They came with timely play from both Kyrie sort of playing that second role, but getting the key buckets and being that guy who was that presence in key moments, and timely play from the others, both the rest of the starters and the bench. So now's the time for the Mavericks to actually show that they are a team that can hang with the Mavericks. I mean, with the Celtics. And I think they are. I think they can hang with them. Double, especially when you have Jayson Tatum not being able to hit the broadside of a barn if he's standing 1 feet in front of it. You just have to have the others come up bigger than they have these first two games. They basically were a no-show in game one. They barely showed up in game two. So now this is where they have to really come out. And Kyrie has to lead the way.
That was my starting point. Kyrie Irving. You have to set the tone now. Because we already know what Luka done. We've seen the numbers. Even though the glaring one from game one was that one assist that he had, which is like, we didn't know that was possible, to be honest. But Kyrie, now you in Dallas. You're going to get the love, the admiration, a full 180 from what you got in Boston. You need to lead the way. You need to do what you did to Minnesota in game one. You came out busting first, and then Luka followed suit. Do that. Come out and serve her first, because you know Luka going to get his regardless. But that gives Luka time to say, all right, I have my running mate. He's on one right now. Good. So when it's my time to come, I can get mine.
I'm on.
Well, PJ Washington. PJ Washington, you have given me these similar numbers you've been giving me all playoffs, so I'm not going to harp on you. But you might want to add about another, 8 points to that tonight to be the third option for the Mavs, because they're going to need a third option because he is dealing with the Boston Celtics here. Mm-hmm. And for the Boston Celtics side, your two-star players, you can pretty much say had subpar or okay games, first two ones. And you had the assistance of Kristaps Porzingis in game one, Jrue Holiday in game two. So your quote-unquote role players showed up for you at home, but you're on the road. And what do they say about role players on the road?
They don't do jack.
So maybe Jayson Tatum, now that you're on the road, maybe now you can have that game that people are waiting for tonight. Because Luka's doing his. You haven't been doing yours in the scoring department. I'll say scoring department. You're doing your part in the rebounds, and you're doing your part in the assists. We need the scoring, Jayson Tatum, in Dallas. Okay?
Thank you for seeing it that way, Playmaker. Because that's exactly what the Celtics need to see.
We need the scoring, Jayson Tatum. See, the thing is, most people won't say it like that. They'll just hop on the fact they'll say he's doing terrible, and it's like, bro, he's shooting bad, but he's doing other things to help his team win. Now, I get when you say you want to be the face of the league, there's expectation to it, but people don't put it like that. That's the problem. But tonight, or even game 4, the scoring Jayson Tatum needs to come alive.
Believe me, I want it to come alive.
And the crazy thing is, as Kuz said, Jaylen Brown won East Finals MVP, but Jayson Tatum had the better numbers. You know why Jaylen Brown got it? Because Jaylen Brown was hitting key buckets. When Indiana made a run, Jaylen Brown was the one who put the ball in the bucket to stop all that and say, no, this is not happening. Even though Jayson Tatum had the better numbers. Just look at the numbers. Jayson Tatum had the better numbers. Jayson Tatum almost averaged a triple-double in that series. But as I'm gonna do it for Kuma Kane. As Negro Knight was said, the playoffs are about moments. And Jaylen Brown had the moments of why he ended up winning East Finals MVP. So, Jayson Tatum, if you still want to be the face of the league, you need to have a moment in Dallas to get you launched on that pattern. It's time to have moments now. You say your shot wasn't falling at home, you didn't get the home cooking, cool. I'll rebound, I'll assist, I'll fit in somewhere else, as long as we defend home court, which you did. Now it's time for the moments to show up now. You're on the road. And you know role players struggle on the road because it's not comfort. It's uncomfortable being on the road. Jaylen Brown, you continue doing what you're doing. Don't slack off. Don't force Jayson Tatum to be the man. Let that come organically. Don't say, hey, everybody jumping on Jayson Tatum because he shouldn't have him. Let me get him. You continue to play the game, be within the flow of the game. Jayson Tatum will find his. Don't force it. You continue playing your game, okay? It will come to Jayson Tatum. He just got to want it. That's simple as that. All right. So I'm guessing my two partners here, they are choosing Dallas to win tonight.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
I'm rooting for Boston, but yes, I'm. But the Mavericks will win. Yeah.
Same. Anything Dallas, I'm wise.
That's what I'm talking about. Yes. Yes.
And if you're wise, anything Boston.
Oh my, yes.
So, I picked Boston, so I should pick Boston. But me being selfish, I want Dallas to win. I want a little bit longer series here.
But here's the question. How can our guy, the one and only mad scientist, the man behind the morning shift, the driving force behind so many programs, so many commercials, so much wonderful content, not want to get a game 6 at least? How can
because it's Dallas.
Because
I can answer that. It's Dallas.
Because it is a Dallas team.
But you notice what I said. I didn't say.
You didn't say game 7. I know.
Yeah, I said at least a game 6.
It's Dallas. It don't matter. The quicker he can get rid of Dallas, the better for him.
The more I can see them suffer, the better for me. So if they win but they suffer, I'm just as happy. As long as they don't win a series.
So Cool McKay is like Ryan McCarthy right now. He won't. What is he doing?
You might be on this. I may have the root for Dallas to win and to get the 3, but they get massively disappointed. Oh, that'd be great. Oh, that'd be wonderful.
Your boy.
Oh my God, this man won't mutual.
And what if Dallas lose at home to close out the series on their home floor in game 6? The sweet happiness.
Yes. Hold on.
Seeing,
hold on.
And then you'd be seeing 20,000 disappointed Dallas people.
And we know
one
at least
arena.
half of them are also Arlington football team fans.
We're going already back to 2006.
Oh, well, I mean, but Dallas was up 2-0, and then they tanked the series.
Yeah, the happiness. It's just all about Dallas losing. Anything Dallas.
That sounds beautiful. I love that. 20,000 disappointed souls who live in Dallas,
and not just a loss, but I mean a Trick Williams style whooping them tricks,
whooping them.
A
whoop that trick loss. Oh, I love
like a
that.
game 1 plus 5-10 more points loss.
Yeah, you're right, man. I didn't feel that energy going to hockey. I didn't feel that energy when the Stars lost to the Oilers in the Western Conference Finals Game 5. I didn't feel that. Oh,
well, ladies and gentlemen,
I want to feel that.
Will we continue this talk off the air? So as we sign off for today.
Well, wait, come on now, playmaker. Look, I have lived in Texas most of my life, and you got to understand how insufferable Dallas people are.
The whole world knows because the Dallas Cowboys. The whole world knows this.
The Cowboys is just a tip of the iceberg.
Like
that's actually true.
This conversation will continue off air.
But I'm just saying, when it comes to basketball, they should be happy with the lone championship they got in 2011 because the chump city that they are, that's what they deserve. Only one.
And 2 hours and 30 minutes from now at 8:30 p.m. tonight, Eagles Elite. Cool McCain, along with the crew.
Well, he can talk ill about the only football team, so I'm happy about that too. Yes.
No, we will. Whenever they are mentioned as ill intentions.
Slide over to Eagles Elite YouTube channel to catch them live tonight at 8:30. Tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock or 8:05. The morning shift with Cole Johnson. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure he might bring up Jerry West on his show again.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, and I just want to say, if you can't watch Eagles Elite or listen to it live, right? That's cool. Whenever you have the opportunity, we try to structure the program in a way that if you can't comment, it's still enjoyable and entertaining for you to watch. So if you can't see it live, 8:30 p.m. Eastern tonight, that's okay. When you can see it, it's worth it. And whenever the Eagles lose or we talk about the previous season, which we are going to be talking about game 2 tonight from last season, reviewing that, it'll be entertaining for you to watch because there's a lot of negativity, even when we were winning, from people who understand football, like we do on my show.
And ladies and gentlemen, you can hear this episode back on our website, the Playmakers Blog website, and also on 502 American Angel radio station up in Indiana, and the Rear Rise radio station.
What's up,
tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Rear Rise Radio. Okay, that's Cool McCain at the bottom. That's Cole Johnson to the left. I am the Playmaker. I'll be seeing y'all Friday to get y'all ready for the weekend with some WNBA talk because the defending champs are in a situation I didn't expect them to be in. I'll see y'all Friday.
Down with Dallas.
You've done great, but you can't stop here. You can't stop now. You gotta keep going. Through all your trials and your tribulations, you gotta keep pushing. Now, finish your canvas.
Yeah. Gotta get it out the mud, that's the only way to win. Who am I to point the finger like I never ever seen? Been through the ups and downs like the letter N. They don't let you through the door, better kick that again. Cause that's the only way to win. That's the only way to go. Gotta get it out the mud. Gotta get it out the floor. Cause that's the only way to go. Let's go.
Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. If you want to follow the podcast, you can follow it on all streaming platforms, including Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, and a whole lot more. This has been Shooting Lights Out.